Thank you. Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me today to talk about 510K. This is a long duration workshop, although it's provided online, but I think that we will have great information for you to do your job better in terms of 510K drafting, preparation, and submission. This is general disclaimer for your own review, but the entire content of this presentation are not intended to be all-inclusive. In other words, although I prepare what I believe is the best content for today's workshop purposes, you may have some questions that you'd like to get answered. If that's the case, you may raise your questions during Q&A session, and I'll be more than happy to address any of your questions. Today we have two sessions, session 1 and 2. So session 1 from noon to 2 and session 2, 2 to 4. Sorry about the timing. And although we need to take a break, maybe short break, 15 minutes at around maybe 1:30, 15-minute break, and then we can start again maybe 1:45 until 3:30, and then we can have Q&A session for 15 minutes from 3:30 to 3:45, and then instead of we originally planned 30-minute break, but I think that you may be okay with 15-minute break. But if that's not okay, you may raise question. Then we can take a long break. But what I'm proposing is 15-minute break. So during first session, I like to cover laws and regulations, some definitions, regulatory requirements, some key guidance documents. Although a couple of key guidance documents are discussed during session 2, but what I meant to mean is the 510K guidance document, not all standard. And then what is a systematic way to increase 510K preparations? So basically, when we understand the legal basis of 510K, or statutory basis of 510K and regulatory requirements, then in terms of putting together to meet the statutory and regulatory requirements becomes much easier. When we do not understand the 510K requirements, legal basis, sometimes when we prepare for 510K, it becomes a little overwhelming. But legal basis and laws and regulatory requirements, and then how to put together 510K. So during session 2, that's what we are going to cover. How we put together 510K. What if there are key differences between reviewers and FTAs? What are the do's and don'ts and 510K content? Well, they best prepare 510K for submission to the FDA. So starting with laws and regulations. So the law that I'm referring to is Federal Food, Drug and Cosmetic Act. We generally refer to it as FTCA or simply FTCA or the Act. Under the FTCA, well, for today's workshop purposes, I will refer to it as FTCA. Under FTCA, there are various chapters, 10 chapters, but under Chapter 5, that's what you see, drugs and devices. Under Chapter 5, there are a few sections that I like to point out. For example, Section 501. On the FDA, the sections that I show you here is outside the bracket, and the sections inside the bracket are those sections under Title 21 United States Code section. For example, if I'm referring to FTCA Section 510, 510 under FTCA correspond to Title 21 United States Code, USC Section 360. It is about registration of producers of drugs or devices. And then when I talk about drugs, I put section 505, but today is for device and 510K, so I don't show that section. And then over the years, there have been a lot of amendments made to the FTCA. For example, under FTCA section 519, it is about record and reports. But then subsection of 519, especially 519F, it is about unique device identification. And this section, FTCA section 519F, was amended by FDA Safety and Innovation Act